What's up, guys? We're here today. We're filming How to Survive a Horror Movie because it's come to our attention that many people do not make it through entire horror movies, and I don't really know why, because they do things that are obviously you should not do if you want to survive. That being said, we're going to teach you how to survive a horror movie and the basic ways. We'll give you the basics, and hopefully you can take those and infer what you want to do from that point. Y'all already saw me once. I'm Thomas. This is Mallory. This is Sydney. We're going to be guiding you through this adventure of how to survive a horror movie. Like I said, it's not too hard, but all of us may not make it through this. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so in horror movies, we know that usually they split up at some point or other to look for something, or something happens and the group is split up. So step one is do not split up your group ever, because when groups split up, usually the person who splits up the group is the first person killed. So on that note, never, ever, under any circumstance, split your group.
You guys want to split up?
Yeah, sure, let's go. Okay, so the next thing you need to remember is to turn on the lights whenever you go into the room.
No, I really don't think that's that important.
Why?
Like, let's prove it right now.
Come on.
Alright, see, perfectly fine. Lights are out.
No.
Look at this. Alright, the next most important thing in survive a horror film is to make sure you pick your hiding spots well. Because if you don't pick your good hiding spot, it might not end well for you.
Oh my God, she's coming.
Go.
Alright, so the next thing about surviving horror movies you need to know is you always need to plan your escape routes ahead of time and know how you're going to get out of the place where your killer might be.
Two. Go.
Alright, among the last things surviving a horror movie, you need to always pick your allies well, who you're going to squad up with, because you know eventually you got to fight back.
There are knives in the shed over there, Daniel. Let's hurry up and go.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, so we've clearly fought back against the murderer. Now the next thing you need to know is after you fight back, sometimes he's going to get back up and you won't finish him in that one attack, so you need to be able to get away. Alright guys, I found a secret exit while y'all keep him distracted, so now we can finally get out of here. We can be safe, alright?
Yeah.
Let's go! I don't know, I didn't do this a long time ago, man. These front doors are here, just like for hours. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
This is just...
Can't believe we didn't notice this before.
We just gotta get out of here. Whew. Thanks for finding the way out, guys. There's a murderer in there. The most important thing to remember when trying to survive a horror story: never turn on the lights and always live.
You also have to know where to keep your keys at. You have to pick a good team, know your defense route, and escape routes.
Alright, so if you follow those points that we've laid out in this film, you should be pretty good to make it through a horror film. I mean, it's not going to be 100%, as we saw with some of our people who didn't listen to our rules. But if you listen to the rules, your odds are at least like 12. I mean, that's better than nothing. That's going to be great. You're going to make it through. That's a guarantee. Put a stamp of approval on that. Scott 2016. We're here today with the star of How to Survive a Horror Film, Mr. Cody Lane. And so, Cody, if I understand, you played the killer in the film. Am I correct in saying that?
It was a really fun role. I did play the killer, yeah.
So what was it like on set? Was any like laughter? Did the actors get along well?
Yeah, I mean, we all had a real good cohesiveness. It really made the film together, we laughed, we talked, but we really got to know each other as a.
So like, what did you think of like the camera person, the person who ran the camera? Did they do a good job portraying you, get your good side and all that?
I mean, they could have been a little better. Maybe if they had a bit more training.
Yeah, more
Could
training.
have got different angles, better angles.
Yeah. So what do you think of your people you were in the film murdering or killing?
I mean, we just had a great time while on set filming, so I wouldn't change anything about the film, whether it was the people or the content at all. It was just a great time.
So you think this would be a blockbuster film?
Absolutely.
Right. So in the film, like I said, you played the serial killer, and so my question is, would you put that on there for us?
I don't know, man. Bringing back old memories.
And we also managed to get some props from the film. This is authentic.
Yeah.
So when you were playing him, what was the key of the acts? Like what did it symbolize to you?
Murder and death.
So, and the mask. Why the mask? What did the mask do for the character in the film? Was it fear? Would it inspire fear?
Fear-based to inspire fear in my victims, but also to hide my identity.
So it hid your identity, obviously. So the lacing on the mask in the mouth, what does that symbolize?
Symbolizes the transformation from me going from an actor to an actual killer.
So what is it that you noticed that a lot of people did wrong in the film?
Well, simple mistakes like splitting up. I mean, if you had decided to turn on the lights, I would have surely killed you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you just gotta think clearly about your escape routes. Where you're going. You gotta have everything laid out so you don't make simple mistakes that could end you dying.
Alright, and so that's it for our show today. But we got something for the audience. You get a car, you get a car, and you get a. Hi, we're back from our break, and I'm here with another actor off the movie How to Survive a Horror Film. This is Sydney Wilkerson. Sydney, how you doing today?
Oh, well, I'm fine. Yeah.
So when you were on set, you were one of the people who was giving instructions and who was surviving the film. Am I correct?
Right.
So what was it like on set, knowing that you're going to be one of the few people who survived the film?
Well, I already knew the mistakes that other people were making, so I knew how to avoid those mistakes, and I carried on to not get killed and survive throughout the movie.
And so was there any point in the film where you're actually scared of your co-actor, Cody Money?
Yes, I was. And the scene where I had to punch him, but that was just out of reaction.
Those
I
reactions?
had to defend
So that
myself.
scene wasn't scripted like that?
No, it wasn't.
So that was an instinct, you just swung at him and he fell down?
Yes, that was.
So would you say that was a good acting scene on his part, or?
I say he could have improved a little bit on the acting scene, but things happen.
So the camera person, what did you think of them?
They did a pretty good job.
They did a good job?
Yeah.
Did they need some more training, better angles?
They could have had more training, but we can fix it.
So before we go, I have something here from the movie. Would you mind putting that on and giving us your best serial killer face? Look right at the camera. Give us your best serial killer look. Hey, can we get the acts on set? Alright, take a look at the camera now. Alright, that's it for the show today, guys. We've had 2 major celebrities on set, and I hope you'll enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and watch us next week when we produce our next film.